Welcome to the Story-Eyed Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Jen. On this show, we talk about all things Williams syndrome. We're excited to share our community with you. Thanks for being here.
Why don't we do that make this the inaugural solo episode of the new format where we're going to go weekly, cool. So the shows might be a little shorter and it will be maybe one topic. You'll get to see us maybe a little bit more.
Look at our cute faces.
Yeah, so we're going to go to a once a week format. We'll give you the same great content in hopefully more digestible bites.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a name of a band, Digestible Bites.
Digestible Bites.
Yeah.
Do you think, Brendan?
Heavy metal band, something like that.
Yeah.
Digestible Bites.
Yeah, that'd be the name of my short form improv team.
That's right.
Digestible Bites.
Well, so this episode, I guess we're launching with this one for our weekly pod. It is going to be talking about convention, and Sarah is sharing all kinds of updates, which I think is great.
We have our first big convention drop coming soon with hotel information, so we thought it would be a great opportunity to have Sarah on to talk about what is coming up for Buffalo Niagara.
Yeah, don't wait. Here's an insider tip. Don't wait on your hotel because everybody wait, and then all the rooms fill up, and then everybody's freaking out. Just book your room.
Book your room.
You know you're going to go.
So don't wait.
Okay.
Don't wait on that. If you're thinking about going, proceed.
Let's say you're 70%. If you're 70%.
70. That's the threshold we're going with.
Yeah.
70% sure.
Very a scientific threshold.
Yep. I wish I could come up with a pithy rhyme. If you're 70% to go, order that room for show.
Oh.
There it is. Coming through in the clutch.
Did I come through?
You really did.
Really?
Really.
I mean, I'm impressed. You did that on the fly.
Really.
So,
God, I love you guys so much.
Enjoy, Sarah. Enjoy learning about the convention.
Yes.
Obviously, we'll be there at the convention, and we'll be doing a live episode.
Brendan's band is going to be there.
With Brendan and the
Fingers crossed, we're working on it.
Oh, you're there. You're there. I know you're there.
It's not can do. It's will do.
Will be happening.
Will with a great amount of certainty happening. A little wordy for a band.
Yes, we'll see you guys next week, I guess.
Yep. See you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Morgan Jane Starkman from Inner Sense Organic Beauty, and I'm so excited to share something that I love, our Hair Renew Scalp Hair Bath and Soothing Conditioner. Soothes my hair and soothes my scalp irritation. These products leave my scalp feeling truly calm, and they make me feel confident and cared for, and I think you'll love them too. Let's take care of our scalp and hair together. Try them today and save 15% on your first purchase with my code Morgan15 at InnerSenseBeauty.com.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Nice and busy.
Well, everybody knows you, so we probably don't have to.
So we don't really have to.
Do we have to introduce you? I mean, I guess maybe like somebody could be listening and they're like, "Who is this Sarah lady?" So maybe.
All right. So for those who don't know who Sarah is, why don't you take a second to introduce yourself? There you go.
I am the executive director of the Williams Syndrome Association. I am mom to some pretty great kiddos. The one that I'm most focused on with this job is Matthew. He's 23. He has Williams syndrome, also has an autism diagnosis, also has ulcerative colitis, which throws some fun into the mix too. And he's like one of those guys that isn't necessarily your like typical person with Williams syndrome. So that when we talk about the spectrum, it hits home big time for me. So that's an important piece. So I will stop talking.
How's Matthew doing?
He's good. We moved from Arizona to Florida a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
That's a big change. He graduated in the middle of the pandemic. So that was no fun for somebody who wanted to see all his people. Also, he does not do well with screens and videos. They are overstimulating for him. And so he had to finish his senior year with teachers teaching with fans spinning and babies crying in the background. And he wanted nothing.
That was like a lot.
School.
Yeah.
He was done. And so he wanted out of high school as soon as possible. And then we moved to Florida pretty quickly after that. And there were some pretty cool programs that he could have been involved in here had he not graduated yet. So had I known, but he's doing great. He's got a couple volunteer gigs. He volunteers on Mondays at St. Vincent de Paul, helping make the hygiene bags and then helps hand them out. Yeah. And he just started volunteering at Salvation Army. Yesterday, they kicked my mom out and wouldn't let her help, which was a really cool thing. My mom was like, I didn't know what to do with myself. Yes. He got to put together the angel tree, which he's super excited about. So next week, they'll go do another one and he'll put the tags on the tree. So he's having a really good time with that.
That's good. Yeah. I miss seeing his face. Are we gonna see him at convention, you think?
I think he's gonna try to go this year. I've got to make sure I've got, somebody to help support him while I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but hopefully he'll be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have family really close. So
I know. I was doing a fundraiser this last weekend, and at the fundraiser, some of the kids, including Stella, were supposed to be working. And what I realized is that if you do not have somebody making sure that they're working, they go astray real quick. Stella was sitting down on the couch eating snacks, and I'm like, "What are you doing, girl?
That's right.
You need to be doing your job."
That's right. Yep. And even if the job is working the crowd, they tend to stray.
Yes. So I totally understand that. Well, speaking of convention, that's what we thought we should talk about because we're so excited. A lot of people are asking what's going on. So tell us.
They are. And I thought we'd also talk a little bit about some of the magic behind the curtain and the why behind why we make some of the decisions that we make, because we do get a lot of questions around, why did you come to my town? Why is it so expensive? So I figured it might be good to talk a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. Well, where do you want to start?
Maybe just quick overview. If you have not seen any of the things about convention, it's next summer. It's July 7th through the 11th, 2026 in Buffalo, Niagara, New York. I expect it to be quite the hit. There are a lot of families with Williams syndrome in the northeastern part of the country. There are a lot of families with Canada that are looking forward to coming over. So I think just in and of itself, it's going to be a great convention. We've got the overview summary on our website. So if you want to see everything that's going on with that, williams-syndrome.org/convention, it will give you all of the current information. That's also where you can find 2028 convention information, and by the end of this year, 2030 convention dates and locations. So you can start planning ahead on some of those things.
I actually am glad that you brought up the question because I have heard it, why Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to some people in my local community, right, that it is really an awesome opportunity for our Canadian friends to join. So would you talk a little bit about that?
For sure. So our goal with everything that we do at the WSA is to provide access to as many people as possible to all of the programs that we offer. And so to do that, we rotate convention throughout the country. So if you pay attention to the patterns, it will be on your side-ish of the country every 6 years. So we hold convention every 2 years and we rotate. So we were in Phoenix 2 years ago. Convention schedule got a little out of whack because we were supposed to be in Phoenix in 2020, but that was West Coast. Now we're back on East Coast. So we needed to pick an East Coast location. That was important. When I took a look at the map, and I've got all the convention past locations from the very beginning of convention time mapped on a map, and I started looking at the places we haven't been yet. And we've been in Buffalo, we've been in Boston, we've been right on the coast. But the Buffalo area is one that we hadn't really been to yet. So we take a lot of things into consideration. We take into consideration where the families are that might be enthusiastic about helping us plan. And I will tell you, the families in Buffalo, it is a small and incredibly mighty crew. So they were super excited from the get-go to help plan. So we've got a really strong team, because if you think about it, like we at the national office, we know who like the national Williams Syndrome experts are, but do I know like the right local like PT to come out and talk, or do we know the local docs that might make sense? Or do we have connections to programs that might help with childcare? We know none of that, but the local families do. So having some families in the area that can help plan is important too. So that's kind of like part of the strategy behind all of it. And then we need a safe city. So there's that piece, both safe in the surroundings there and environmentally. So, you know, we got a lot of heat for Phoenix from some people because of the heat.
No pun intended.
Oh, so intended. But we planned everything indoors because of that. If you think about it, millions of people live very successfully in Phoenix every year. I lived there for 25 years. I didn't love it, but we survived just fine. You plan for it. So we were very strategic in that planning. But we've had questions about, can we go to Denver? Can we go to some of the higher altitude cities? And not everybody can adjust to altitude like they can adjust to staying indoors in the heat. So we have to take all those kinds of considerations into effect. Then you also look at the space that we need. So we're not a normal, like just the parents come and learn about Williams syndrome kind of convention. When we talk to hotels about conventions, they think about business conventions where, okay, you need a few meeting rooms and you need all these sleeping rooms and you'll have a big gala. That's not us. We need every meeting room that hotel possibly has, because we have, you know, 6 or 7 or 8 breakout sessions, and we do roundtables at lunch, and then we have all these different age groups of programs that we have to that we put on, from the littles all the way up to, you know, our dream team. And that's not a small number. So we need all those rooms. Then we have research. Then we need a quiet space. So we need every meeting room they have, and not all their sleeping rooms normally. And so there are a lot of hotels that does not sound appealing to, if financially they make their money on their sleeping rooms, not their meeting rooms. So finding the magic equation of all those things, plus it needs to be accessible to an airport, plus it needs to be as affordable as possible. And that's another topic we can talk about. We landed in Buffalo because we had super enthusiastic families there. We have a really strong Canadian partner who knew that, you know, 4 hours from Toronto and some other major cities in Canada, it would make a convention more accessible for them. And a huge part of our population is in the Northeast. So it was a place we hadn't been. It was affordable. It was a city that could not wait to have us. They're so excited about us being there. So all those things together made Buffalo kind of make sense for us.
Yeah, I'm excited about Buffalo. I had an opportunity to go there a couple of years ago when I went to Toronto, and it is very accessible for people in Canada. And what people don't know on this call is that there's like 2 sides to Niagara Falls. There's like the US side, and then there's the Canadian side, and the Canadian side is the better side, like in terms of viewing. So it's like fun, I think, because we'll be able to, hopefully, if people plan appropriately, like be able to see both sides.
And that's like, we've gotten the question, do we need a passport?
Yes.
So the goal, we have to apply for a permit for all of us to be able to go to the falls, a US side of the falls. But the goal is for Thursday afternoon, everybody goes to the falls. So the American side of the falls, we'll take a bus, we'll have a walk, though it won't be an official walk because you can't have a walk there. But, you know, we plan on 1,300 of us just showing up, maybe in some matching t-shirts, taking a huge group picture. And also, like, so you can see the Canadian side of the falls. You can catch the Maid of the Mist from there. You can go down to the Cave of the Winds there. So there are some really cool things at the falls you can do there.
Yeah, you can do, right.
Yeah. If you as a family, you can walk the Rainbow Bridge across from there as well. If you want to go to Canada, make sure you have your passports. You need your passport, and that's something you can do, you know, as a family before or after. But we won't be taking any international trips because the thought of getting a big group of people across the border to to a different country right now.
I feel like that's yes.
Fun right
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, there is a lot to do there. And
Yes.
like you mentioned, it's a great opportunity for people who, like in Canada, who haven't had access to a Williams syndrome convention to like it is easy for them to get to.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we have a big population there and a population that sounds like they're ready to support a conference of this scale. Yeah, and we need a big lobby. I'm sure you didn't say that in your, but you have to talk to the hotel about the lobby area.
So let's talk about the lobby. Buffalo is we're finding that with our size, it's very hard to now find a hotel that gives us all the meeting space, has the right number of sleeping rooms, and has a huge lobby. So Buffalo's going to feel a little different than some of the past hotels. Next week, we're releasing all the hotel information.
Okay, great.
Totally transparent. The best laid plans also hit hiccups. And so we've had some challenges with one of the hotels in that they're going to have some renovations happening that were supposed to happen 2 years ago that are now happening next year, which means a number of rooms in our block are no longer available. So we're trying to find some more backup space. But if all goes well, we will release those rooms next Wednesday. And you will see there are 5 hotels to choose from. They're all within a third of a mile of the convention center. So we're going to be based at the Buffalo Convention Center. We have the whole convention center to ourselves. There will be a space that feels very much like a hotel lobby that has like comfortable seating, a place for live music, where in particular, all the adults with Williams syndrome can hang out. That will be their place to be. And then, whatever, 11 p.m. or whatever, when we close, probably a smart time to try to go back and get some sleep anyhow. But the lobbies in most of the hotels are very small. There are a number of hotels that have some pretty decent gathering space at the hotels. Like one of the hotels has a common room on every floor, which could be a cool place for people to hang out if you know other families that you want to go to. So we're going to kind of lay all that out when we launch all the hotel information. So everybody knows what's where, how far it is from the convention center, and how that will work. But we'll make it clear that there will be a place to hang out. It'll just be at the convention center instead of back at your hotel.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's cool. I mean, that's good to know. Yeah. Like, so what other things do you want our group to know about what's happening with convention planning?
Yeah, I think the other thing that I've seen a lot of chatter about is pricing, because we know just from all of us having to go to the grocery store or do other things, life is expensive.
Life is expensive
right now. It really is. So part of booking is also making sure that it's as picking a booking location is making sure it's as affordable as possible for people. So the first piece is the hotel.
Okay.
So historically, with the WSA, the convention gets booked about 5 years in advance. So for example, our Phoenix room rates were booked in 2015.
Right.
So that $125 a night room rate was booked in 2015.
Yes. And we were like, they're getting such a good deal, right?
Those don't exist anymore. So when we compare, it's hard to say, well, last year's rooms were about $150. Those don't exist anymore. So we're trying to keep all of that in mind. So we try to find affordable hotels. Then we go out to the other surrounding hotels, get them to match the host hotel's price.
Sure.
But the other piece of pricing is we have made very few pricing increases to registration itself. I think last year we went up $25 a person. So this year there will be no price increases on registration. It's very intentional to try to keep that as low as possible. And I just wanted to share that, the price of the convention has increased exponentially. Breakfast, all the breaks, all of those things have increased tremendously. We're not going to increase registration pricing. So, the role of the convention committee to do some more fundraising, to do, looking for sponsors. If you know any organization that wants to sponsor the convention, reach out to any of us. But we're trying to keep pricing as affordable as possible because prices are going up. Registration isn't. All that being said, we totally get the expense that this is for families. For lots of families, this is your vacation, for the year. So we try to plan a location that also has fun things to do, like Niagara Falls being so close.
Yes.
We've tried to throw in some entertainment, like some evening activities that don't cost anything or that are very, very low cost. So then you're not having to put an additional expense out for that. So you'll see bingo was a huge hit in Phoenix. We will have like Glow Bingo back again. Karaoke every night was a huge hit in Phoenix. We'll have karaoke back again, maybe with a little like open mic night twist, because I think we'll have a stage always available where we could have some live music from all the incredible musicians that we have within our community. So you'll see those things back, the things that don't cost any money or little to no money. So we're going to try to keep doing those. We'll have an opening night kickoff party. That will be fairly low cost. It's at a beautiful location right on the canal that you can either walk to, or Buffalo has a light rail that is not used very much, is very safe and very clean and easy to get on and off of. So you can hop that right down to the canal. So that we'll have a big party for everybody down there. You can choose to eat dinner if you want. There'll be food trucks. You'll get a free carousel ride as part of admission. So we're going to have that big party down there. We will have the dance. We keep the dance as low cost as possible. We cover the cost of a lot of those events. We cover the cost of probably 65% of conventions. So I know, because I've done it as my family, that it's a big expense. It's so worth your investment if you can get there.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's such a worthwhile investment. So the WSA Act covers 65% of the costs of convention.
Yeah, between 60 and 65, depending on the year. I think it depends on how much AV we need in. Like truly the cost of AV, people like when I saw
no idea. No idea.
Year, mind blowing. And so it's so much. I want to say our AV bill was over $200,000 last year, if I'm correct. We recorded every session and did all of those things. We're looking at options to see if we can get a sponsor to maybe like cover the session recording sponsorship, and then we can make those available to everybody. There's a whole school of thought, well, why should I come to convention if I can just watch all the recordings?
I mean, I think the recordings are great. Like, and if you like totally cannot make it, like it is a great plan B, but nothing compares to being there, listening to information, being able to ask questions dynamically, being able to like connect with people and parents and have like, sideline conversations about the information that you just heard. Like there have been so many times I've been at a conference and I have heard somebody say something like the speaker, and then I'm like, I have to talk with you. And then I can go up and like have a conversation with them like right then.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's totally different. It's just totally different. I don't even know how to explain it.
Yeah. Brendan, what do you think for the individuals with Williams syndrome?
Go to the convention. Go to the convention.
Yeah.
Like the audio video stuff, it's cool, but it's, as Jen said, it's not the same. It's really not the same. When you're there, you get to immerse yourself in a whole different world with your people. And it's just, it's so amazing. And it's so much fun. So much better than sitting home on your couch watching, you know where I'm going with this.
There's so much magic that happens in the hallway between the sessions, or when you're sitting at night and all of the kids are hanging out and you've got a glass of whatever your favorite beverage
pillow, whatever your favorite pillow is.
That's right, pillow. Whatever your favorite pillow is. That like there's magic that happens in those situations right there, and you can't replicate that at any other place except for maybe camp. You can. You can
definitely replicate it at camp, but that's the closest. Totally.
Yeah. So if you can make it, I would highly encourage it. We have scholarships. We'll launch scholarship information as well. That'll go out in January.
Okay.
So important dates there on the website too. The goal is November 5th. So soon is to launch all the hotel information and open the registration blocks for the hotel. If it doesn't happen, it's because we're still trying to work out that snafu in the lost rooms in the one hotel.
Sure.
We don't want to open registration and then have everything full instantly and people be frustrated. That's not what we want. January 20th, scholarship information will become available, and applications for scholarship will be ready.
Great.
March 4th, at the very latest, is when registration will open. The goal is to launch it sooner than that, but it will be open on March 4th for the, parent and caregiver sessions, the programs for the individuals with Williams syndrome, and all the rest of the extra add-ons. The goal is that when we open the hotel block, we'll also have pricing for registration so people can start budgeting what that's going to cost for the parents, caregivers, those other sessions. We're also going to have a rights law training on the Tuesday at the beginning of the week. So we will have pricing for the rights law training session as well. And that will be open to anybody in the area who wants to attend. So if you live close by and you have an educator or anybody who might be interested in taking that rights law training, Pete Wright will be facilitating it for us.
Yeah, can you explain what that is for everybody who doesn't know? Like, it's a great, I took it the very first convention. I think it was the very first session I went to, and it is eye-opening. It is like a window into how to manage IEP life.
It is. It's all on special education law and how to manage an IEP and how to know the ins and outs and the legalities of an IEP. You will walk out of there with 3 big, huge books that you just pack in your IEP bag every time you go to do an IEP. And
you just read them. Yes. You make your little notes.
Bookmarked them because you take lots of notes in the class. Everybody gets the books. And when I would unpack for an IEP, I would pull them out with my notebook and have them just sitting on the desk. I never had to open them, but they just sat there. I did partners in policy making too. And so all of those things, when you go in armed with that, it's a powerful tool, but it's training that is, you can't replace that. And with our current environment and with everything that's going on governmentally and legally, I think it'll be incredibly relevant next summer. So it'll be an invaluable training, even if you've taken it, before.
Yes.
Relevant and very important. Yeah.
It's so important. Yeah.
Absolutely. Is there anything new that's coming for people who've been to past conventions and they're like, is it going to be the same things, or is there any like new nuggets that you can share?
The rights law training for sure is something we haven't done in about 10 years. That was in 2016, I believe, was the last time we did that.
Yep.
We've heard the adults with Williams syndrome ask a lot of times, like, can we have a session where we can ask the doctors questions? Can we have the sessions where we're talking to parents and families? Can we get more involved aside from just attending, the programming? So you're going to see our adults with Williams syndrome involved in a much bigger way this year. I'm hoping we can offer some choices. So when you register as an adult, maybe a couple days, there's a track you can pick to go to this or go to this.
That's cool.
A lounge.
The lounge. So that's a totally new concept. Like normally it's the hotel lobby. We're going to have the lounge at the convention center where all the adults with Williams syndrome can hang, and anybody can hang like during the day. It's going to be meant to be the like adult lounge in the evening, but having that place where you can go and we never have to worry about like somebody going down to the lobby at the hotel saying, okay, the guitar music at midnight, probably like, could you tone it down?
Right.
Some of the times we've gotten asked to go in this little conference room. If you're going to play a guitar, there will be a place. And I can tell you in Minnesota, there's already a place. Like when I did the tour, there's a really cool like lounge where that can happen in the evenings too. So, so that lounge will be a new concept. I think the goal is to just take more of an opportunity to feature our community and the talent within our community. So I think you'll see some like musicians from past camps come back. Maybe some bands from the past will be resurrected.
Brandon.
Maybe.
Working on it.
Like taking some elements from other things. So our goal is to start the day before all the programs start with spirit time, like we did at camp this last summer.
Yeah.
It was an amazing experience, and it gets your body moving. Like we've had yoga in the morning, other stretching, but like who doesn't? Well, I don't always, but most of the time, most people with Williams syndrome would love to get up and like sing and dance and stretch it out and start their morning with some fun. So the goal is to start and end the day probably in the lounge with that like spirit time that we did at camp this past summer. That was so much fun. I think you're going to see a focus like at the general sessions in the morning on things in our community. So all the things the WSA has to offer. What's new with the WSA? What's happening in research? So some more updates about our community. We've experienced a lot of change over the past couple of years. And I think just getting back to like, why are we here together? What do we do? What services does the WSA provide? Because we're going to launch some new programs at the beginning of next year. So to be able to talk about some of those things. So there's going to be a real focus on, what we have to offer.
Ooh, that's wonderful. That sounds exciting. And it sounds like you guys are already like busy.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the whole WSA staff will be there. And so that's a great way for you to interact with them socially. I know, like we said, lots of change over the past, couple of years. So you'll get to, meet the staff one-on-one, get to see who they are, figure them out, and get to hang. I mean, Joel's a pretty cool bingo, karaoke, all the things host. But there's some incredible people on our staff, so you'll get a chance to spend some time with them too.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So for people that are interested in learning more about convention, where is there a place on the website that they can go to kind of find all the most recent updates?
Absolutely. Everything will always be williams-syndrome.org/convention. So that convention page, or if you just search convention, you'll get a page that has all the things. Right now on that page, you'll see like a calendar of what the week looks like at a high level. You'll see those key dates that I talked about. You'll see a video announcement about Buffalo, and then you can also see the dates for Minnesota as well, and a little video announcement there.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for sharing with us. I know it's hard to share just the right amount, not too much, not a little, but anything else that you want to share with the group? It doesn't even have to be convention related.
We've got a board in-person retreat coming up over the next couple of weeks. We've got, Giving Tuesdays happening. Our annual Heal is about to kick off. The postcards are wonderful this year, so watch for those in the mail.
Yeah, it sounds like we have a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, and there's going to be a lot kicking off at the beginning of next year. There's a lot of really great stuff.
There I am. Hi, there I am.
We saw you before. You were here with us always.
I hid self-view, so I couldn't.
Got it.
I didn't know where I was. I was in purgatory. In the no man's land. But we have some pretty exciting things that are going to be launched. We are 8 people on staff, but obviously we also have the gajillions of volunteers and other families and individuals who are stepping up. And it's that step up and getting involved and wanting to help. That's fuel right there. That's fuel.
Yeah. And we couldn't do it without every single one of you. So we're incredibly grateful for that.
My mom's going to reach out to you soon, Sarah, to talk about the possibility of the music things at the convention.
All right.
Brendan.
I love it.
We're working on it.
You're going to be merch. You told me you're going to find a shirt for me. Dig it out.
Yeah. We can't do band merch.
We've been cleaning the house and we found like a lot of the old shirts and stuff. So we talked a lot about that, and I think Lucas might be on board, and we're still working on a few of the other band members. So, but it's definitely in the works.
Brendan, you tell me who I need to strong arm to get them to come back and play some.
That's my job. That's my job to get them back together.
We can pay you $0, but we can give you a lot of
with lots of hugs. I will gladly buy you
lots of drinks,
screaming fans, all those things.
Yeah, tons of
any kind of pillow I want.
Any kind of
pillow you want. All you can use pillows.
I will throw my underwear on the stage
and line across.
Oh my gosh. I can only imagine.
That's where I drive my line in the sand.
Yep. We'll see if that makes the final cut.
It should. That's how we roll around here. I love it.
You've been listening to the Starry-Eyed Podcast, presented by the Williams Syndrome Association and sponsored by InnerSense Organic Beauty. The show is hosted by Jennifer Keaton and Brendan Lemieux and produced by me, Joel Listman. All music by Tommy Barbarella and Mariella Elm. Got a question for the show? Email us at podcast@williams-syndrome.org. Video version of the podcast available on the Williams Syndrome Association channel on YouTube and on the Starry-Eyed Podcast page on Facebook. Audio version available wherever you get your podcast delights. So like and subscribe and help spread some Williams Syndrome awareness.